Well, I'll tell you this. So there are some pairs. There are typical. There are like your losing pairs. There are your winning pairs, and then your kind of your neutral pairs as far as like the backtesting performance goes. Right? Your losers just suck. Right? You want them out of there. Your winners, right? There's two types of winners. There are your kind of your okay winners and your big winners. And your big winners are going to be your most profitable pairs. But understand that sometimes your most profitable pairs also come with the biggest drawdown. So you may have a profitable pair that looks like this, right? And depending on you as a trader, you may not want these wild swings on your equity curve, right? So to have something like that, and then to have a neutral pair that by itself, it doesn't really stand out. It's like, it wasn't really that profitable. It was kind of just like, But to have a neutral pair that maybe does this, it doesn't look much by itself, but guess what it does? When you start building a portfolio, and eventually I think we all want to build a portfolio, what it does is it takes these two results and smooths that curve out. But a lot of traders will overlook this neutral pair because they're only concerned with what? They're only concerned with P&L. They're only concerned with, at the end of the day, what is my return on investment? One pair gave me 20%. This pair gave me 5%. Oh, it stinks. Well, it plays a role. It does a job. It may not be the sexiest of jobs, but it does a job. It's very similar to like, I was talking to, you guys know I coach athletics, and I was talking to our team the other day about, hey, we got a really good team. We won a championship last year. We're trying to win a championship next year or this year, right? And I look at our team as being one big machine. And our machine has different parts, right? We have big gears, we have small gears, right? We have All-Americans, we have people that never made our conference meet. But all of those gears play a role because in a machine, right? If the smallest gear is malfunctioning, guess what? The bigger gears don't spin. So everything plays a role, even the smallest gear. So you may have a neutral pair that doesn't wow you, but if it's a steady Freddy that keeps your equity curve smooth and reduces your drawdown by this much, that's a massive difference. You fast forward to where you start implementing position sizing strategies and money management type strategies. Guess what? Your money management strategy, if you're going to use a money management strategy, right? For example, we teach the smooth ratio. The key of the smooth ratio money management strategy is keeping your drawdowns to a minimum. The key to compounding in general is keeping your drawdowns to a minimum, right? Because if you can keep your drawdowns to a minimum, your path to increasing your position size is faster. And that's ultimately what you want to do because that's going to allow you to make more money in the market, right? So if you have these big drawdowns, it's going to take longer for you to get to the point where you can increase your position size, especially doing so in a safe way. But if you have these smaller drawdowns, you could actually be much more aggressive with your position sizing strategy because in the back of your head, you don't have to worry about taking a 15% hit, right? If you know you're only taking a 5% hit, an 8% hit with your biggest drawdown, you could be a lot more aggressive with your position sizing strategy. If in the back of your mind, you know you're taking a 15% hit or a 20% hit, you don't want to be that aggressive because you take that 20% hit at the wrong time, that can end up pretty badly. So these things play a massive role, but most traders will overlook them. But tips like that, you probably don't know as a newer trader backtesting because who tells us this stuff? No one tells us this stuff. This stuff is just like, if it's good, if it's bad, exit. If it's good, circle it. If it's neutral, probably exit. These are important. These are important. So being on the chat and asking the trader saying, hey, you know what? Any tips on this pair? George would be like, hey. How about you aggregate the results and kind of, see if it helps first before taking it out. Rain says it's like judging your team worth by sales that they bring in. You fire those not bringing in sales and you realize that there's no one to fulfill the job. Yeah, exactly. Same thing, right? I'm going to fire the person that has the poor sales number. Hey, you don't know the intangibles. You don't know the intangibles. That person could be the one that's making everyone else go. That person could be the one that is keeping your number one salesperson calm when they're in a drought. That person could be the older statesman in the room that's giving advice. You never know. You never know what piece of the puzzle is important. Except for the really bad ones. You know the really bad ones. Get those bad ones out of there. But good question.